DSCN2025.com. It's To Our Corruption, To Our Domain. Facemelter with you at New England Metal and Hardcore Festival, Worcester, Palladium, with Bubble and Slim from Bury You're Dead.
Hi.
You guys are going on right before Black Dahlia, right?
Yep.
Right on. Nice. Trailer Crumbs is the track we just played from, of course, Beauty and the Breakdown, celebrating 10. I can't believe it's been 10 years. You guys have been playing it the last month or so at least. What's the response been like from the fans?
It's been amazing, you know, like we kind of decided to make this, all happen again and get together and kind of start jamming again with the sponsors and partners, like Facebook place started blowing up. Excited about it. It was overwhelming, really. Like, we didn't know what to expect, you kind of go off the grid for a little bit and like, whatever, but it's been amazing. The shows, we just played some shows in Texas. And
do you think that album is your defining statement?
For us, most certainly, it was one of them.
It kind of broke you a little bit,
well,
right?
I think more and less like, all of us came from a hardcore background. We definitely still have that background, still have that mentality, along with everything that we've done so far. But in regards to what happened to us on a touring level after that happened, it definitely changed in a very different direction.
Changed the game a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, overall, I think that, it felt like as soon as we put that record out, it was kind of, for whatever stylistically we were doing on it, that we never really intended on doing. It was never like this thing that we were like, all right, cool, we're going to really kind of try to change this, and this. It was just kind of like where we were at as far as how we were writing and everything. So for us, it was kind of just a natural progression, and then we didn't expect anything that happened after that to happen.
We just the production on that record and the riffs and the breakdowns, it's just so slamming. I got to share with you guys, I always did radio in Maine, but for a few years I lived in Anchorage, Alaska, and I did a metal show there at K-Whale. Guys from 36, obviously, are familiar with that. And that was the year, 06, when that album came out. And I'm like, I never saw you guys in any Boston shows before that. I'm like, figures, I moved to Alaska, and this band puts out this kick-ass album. So when I saw that you were doing this anniversary tour, I was so stoked because I've never seen you guys. So.
Well, the thing is, too, with this band, we've never played like a proper, what anybody would consider, quote-unquote, a proper Boston venue.
Really?
We never have. It's always been like a
hall or
like
something?
a hall or like some sort of a festival that's kind of just outside the city. Like we've never played House of Blues, Paradise, any of the places that right now are like consistently pumping out live music. So for us as a band, Worcester has really been as much of a home show for us that we've ever had.
Gotcha.
Especially back when we first started, Matt being from Worcester and everything, like this was a very kind of nucleus for us, and it always has been. So anytime we come back here and play, it's a trip.
So last week it was Texas Independence Fest, like Malevolent Creation, Spies Icon, and you guys did like some dates with Broken Wings and Great American Ghost, right? It's like a little Boston beatdown trio right there.
It was great to go to shows with friends, and when we were hand selecting what we wanted, they came across it absolutely. It makes sense. It was cool to spend those first shows back with people that we interact with, who have, especially like from Slam.
Yeah, and like on Broken Wings, they kind of were away for a little while, and now they're back, so it's kind of
killing it. They're so heavy.
Oh, one of my favorite sets from last year upstairs. Oh, Jesus, these guys are so heavy.
That's the thing too. Coming back and having a hiatus, if you will, we kind of created some sort of element of like being able to really kind of craft the show experience that we have now, as opposed to like how it was previously, where we'd kind of get show offers coming across the table for touring or whatever, and have to say like, all right, well, we want to get on this with these guys or so and so. Like now we're doing things kind of spread out.
Just do whatever you want.
And now we get to really pick pick and choose what we're doing, pick the bands we want to do it with. Nice. It's like we get to kind of create our experience, which is fucking perfect.
So I'm curious, you already kind of described like the scene when you started out playing venues, but as far as like when you were younger, maybe getting into the music, was it the Boston hardcore scene, or was it more New York, or was it some other scene, or was it something else?
I think for me, I know Bubble's from the Midwest, so
it's in Cincinnati, so that's kind of where I grew up in. Kind of punk rock scene, and then kind of graduated into hardcore as get around the people, and you got exposed to those environments and shows, and loved it right off the bat. But Slim over here's from.
So were you like going to Slapshot shows and stuff? Or?
To be honest, not. I was I got into like Blood for Blood, and
Okay.
bands like that. Record Nightmare, I think for each one of us as members of this band, we definitely really liked the scene in which we were coming up in, but we were also very aware of bands like Apple and bands that were from other cities. And I think
Sick of it all.
Yeah, Sick of It All and Constant Front. The big thing too is I think, and people always ask being from Massachusetts or whatever, like you guys had a lot of influential bands, and I think that's a general New England thing, whether between Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, it's like this whole trifecta, this whole area has bred.
Yeah, like you were in, a lot of people listening might not know you were in Blood Has Been Shed, right? And Mark, right, was in Between the Buried and Me. Yeah. So it's
We've all kind of slept around.
all come up to the scene together. If you guys didn't know Buried Dead 6 albums, I'm sure a lot of them are kind of hard to get now. But for me, like all I've ever really played is this one record. The last few that have come out, what is it, Mosh and Roll and Nothing Personal. What do you recommend that I try to find and start playing next, or go older?
That's your
babies. I know
that's
that,
the thing about this band too is there has been progressions in it. Some people gravitate towards self-titled, it's a personal record. It's when Mike was singing, where it's not active rock, but there's a much more melodic vibe to it.
Sure.
There's just some clean parts in it, and it's a little bit different band. It still has the same elements. It still has the same riffs and balls to it.
Are you still playing any of that?
Not on these shows. I could only ever I could only ever equate it to somebody trying to ask you, so which one of your girlfriends was your favorite and why? To be honest, X amount of, whether in this scenario it's 6, and for all intents and purposes, each one of those, there's a love and a hate relationship with, and there's absolutely no way that any one of us could, totally be like, well, you know what, like, fuck that one all the way.
Right.
This one's, fuck you, you're cool, like, it can't be like that, like, it's each one of those records is literally like part of an X amount of tour passes thick that we've had going on. So it's like we have all those memories and all that material.
And they each have their own, special vibe to it. So there's days, I listen to the records. I love the band that I'm part of. And there's days when I'm like, I want to hear Cover Your Tracks, or like, I want to hear it self-titled. They're different, and that's what I personally like about this. Where some bands rip out the same record every time, and because they have a formula, and that's completely okay. But I think that as this band has started out and evolved and maintained its roots, they each have their own unique charms that make them special. Like you might want a certain vibe one day or the other.
So if someone's just like getting into you guys and they find Cover Your Tracks, they may not know, but every song title is a Tom Cruise movie, right?
Tom Cruise.
Has Tom Cruise ever been to a Buried Dead show?
No, but he did receive a care package. We were told he had heard about it, and I guess he was like, "Oh, that's cool. I'm interested in it." And then
he probably didn't like the music.
You never know. I don't know what he's into. But his management or his assistant.
It's the same thing, kind of like we always, for whatever reason, had like really fucked up, kind of tied into relationships with people, like on Ozfest. Jada Pinkett Smith's band was on. Will Smith liked our band for whatever reason. He came on stage. We always have had like this weird intertwined something in the works with somebody that people, like it's
like the degrees of Kevin Bacon somehow.
We have absolutely nothing to do with Tom Cruise, but it's like we've also never been the band to go, okay, we've got a concept album, like we should really let's do the artwork like this and the songs like this. It's more or less shit, guys. Fucking record's done, and the label needs it next Tuesday. What day is it? Monday. So we need it tomorrow. So it's usually kind of one of those things where we all just have those conversations saying, you know what? Who's got some ideas? Let's put them all the cards are on the table, and everybody close your eyes and slap one. Yeah. And that's kind of how that's.
If anything, Buried Dead has always had fun with the fans and had a sense of humor, which is important, I think. I don't know where I started. I think you guys are Seven Dust fans of U4 or something.
Yeah, that's
I gotta share this story. They played Portland, Maine, first album, 97. They played in a club and they opened for this band called the Nixons from Oklahoma City, the hard rock band. And the drummer from Seven Dust and some fan and the bassist from the Nixons and myself played Nerf basketball in this club called the Asylum, and we tore the place down. Like bruised knees, blood everywhere, like knocking chairs over. That was my first Seven Dust experience, and you know, you see where those guys have come from. And I can see with you guys the groove that you have, the bounce factor.
Yeah, you gotta have the party vibe.
I mean, obviously you guys are so much heavier, but
I've always been a hip hop fan. Always like southern hip hop.
yeah,
Really kind of before it was really popular, like trill
Yep.
stuff. With a lot of those hi-hats and stuff. So a lot of a lot of that, like really just like the consistent groove.
dirty.
Oh yeah, I mean I've always been a fan of that.
What do you about Lil White?
It's hard, and I've never not been able to listen to music unless it's like really bass heavy, even if it's just like ambient stuff. Just to like kind of shake the hand a little bit. So if all of those things transposed into heavy hip hop, that's about it.
So you guys have told me you're kind of taking it as it goes, not really making any die-hard plans. I mean, you guys must have families at this point in your lives. So for like the next year or so, what can we expect from the area?
We have a couple select shows that we'll be announcing soon. And, you know, it's some select stuff that will, you know, whatever we want to do. And we're picking and choosing. And we're putting together what we want to do and you know, maximizing our time together. And Matt's still a full-time teacher, so it's going to be fun. Fun ride. It's excited to see where it goes.
Posted, man. I'm glad you guys are back at it doing it. It's badass. I've done this with every band today. Your favorite Metal Fest memory from whenever over the years, like something that stands out in your head.
Last time we played Metal Fest, we were fucking hot to trap. We hadn't played for quite some time. Our drummer Mark wasn't here, and we had one practice before we came in. Our drummer, who we had at the time, who plays drums for Walter Jericho, a really good friend of ours, was very adamant about knowing his set inside and out when we were on stage. I don't know if you guys were here for that.
I wasn't.
We were very deep into the vibe, and he decided to play a different song. We were in the middle of one song. So for me personally, because I've been teetering on a blackout for most of the Metal Fest, other than this one, that is one of the things that I can remember the most.
Wow. So,
To be honest, I think it was the first time that I came to Worcester, 2003. Like I said, I'm in Cincinnati originally, and that's kind of the scene that I grew up in. And we used to always come to East shows. That was a big deal because
it's a unique experience.
it is, and you know, out here is different than the Midwest, and Indianapolis, and Kentucky, and Nashville, and all those places that we used to. I grew up on shows. Anyway, so we came out here with my first band, and we're like, "Oh, Metal Fest is going on." And we had a day off from our tour. We pulled up, and I'll never forget it. You know, the streets were packed full of people. You know, I think Bleeding Through was on.
Yep.
I can't remember a ton of bands. Blood Has Been Shed, I think, played. It was one of my favorite bands. But I don't know, like, we just got to. It was my first experience. Yeah, it was just there, and like it felt like we were at Mardi Gras for hardcore. And it blew my mind. I mean, just we said the streets were full, shit was shut down, people were partying, dudes were drunk in the street at 4 o'clock. I'm like, this is insane. Like, we didn't have anything like that, you know?
I'll tell you two mine real quick. I know we're running out of time. 98, first one I think it was. I was friends with Tree. The guys with Tree, they toured with Gore. I'm on the Gore tour bus, drinking Sylvester Hyman, the chick, with all her makeup on. I'm like, what are you doing here, you know? And I think it was years later, Cannibal Corpse, Shadows Fall. I twisted my ankle in the pit. Me and my buddy are staying up the road at the hotel and walking back at 2 a.m. And I'm kind of in the middle of the road, and this big car goes by, and like no headlights, like an old Sex Machine type car, like almost hit us. I was like, what's your problem? They stop. 4 huge black chicks get out of the car, hop in the trunk, pull out baseball bats, and they're coming right at us. And I'm like limping here. So we ran for it. Good times at Metal Fest, man. I'm telling you. Slim and Bubble, appreciate it. Have a great set tonight. Bury Your Dead. And let's do House of Straw. Seems to be a fan fave. These two are Corruption, Throw to Main, Facemelter, Metal Fest. RockRageRadio.com.